Hey, what's up? Dean's here, Performance, and we're back at the shop finishing up on Tony's Factory 5 Hot Rod 35 pickup. You can see the hood is down, which is a good thing. Dash is back in. So what I did, I'll put the hood back up now. What I did with the GM bulkhead connector. Hold on. So GM sells, like at the dealerships, they sell a pin kit for that bulkhead connector right here. But it's like a J38 125 or something like that, and it's a pin kit. But they're like out of stock everywhere. So what I did was I grabbed a couple of harnesses that had male pins, like that, and pulled them all apart, plucked the wires out. So basically I got a pile of wires here. Figured out what wires I need, what wires I don't need, and added in a couple of extra wires. So basically this right here, this like capped off set right here is sensor ground and 5-volt reference. So if anything wants to be added in and it's 5-volt, we could add it in. Yep. Oh, there's 12-volt coming out, going to the MSD. That's key on for the MSD. Sensor ground for like me. I can't remember what this is, and I labeled them all out, but regardless, there's not a whole lot. There's no coolant in here, there's no oil. They're on this side of the plug, but they're not in this side of the plug because I don't need them. This setup is a GM LAN CAN bus connection, so it has a high and a low connection that communicates, so scanners and all that stuff. So on this side I ran the high and low wires inside, and I spoke to the guys at, yep, I lost his whole thing. Hiya. There it is. So I spoke to the guys at Speed Hut. Speed Hut is who is makes that cluster. It's their like Icon Legacy or Legacy Icon 6-in-1 gauge. I can't remember, but I noticed in the diagram it shows GM, or not GM. It shows CAN bus high and low. So right here, let me shut the light off. Hiya. That's not working, is it? So right there is CAN low, and then right there is CAN high, and that comes right off the back of the cluster. So I called them because GM, the newer GMs, it used to be a CAN bus, which was one single wire. It's usually like a dark green wire that goes to your OBD port, and that's how all your code readers, HP tuner and everything talk through that one wire. The newer, like 07s and up, because I know that's how my van is, it has the 2 wires, and the 2 wires go to every module, and they loop in and out, in and out, in and out. So I talked to them and I said, being that we have a high and a low CAN bus, what is your CAN bus connections for? And he said, runs the tach, oil pressure, and coolant. So it basically works just like it does in a factory dash. It communicates directly to the dashboard, sends those signals to it. How it does it over 2 wires, I have no clue, but that's what it does. So I spent 10 minutes on the phone with him. I threw the wires in the plug and literally just looped them through the door and twisted them on, and nothing happened, nothing worked. And I said to him, I said, man, that sucks, nothing works. But he said, try switching the wires. Maybe it's just backwards on the board, or whatever the case may be. And I took and I swapped the wires and everything worked. So I got rid of a bunch of this wiring and this wiring. All of this right here was stuffed behind the dashboard, zip tied up. So I was able to get rid of all of that. Then to provide the tach signal to the MSD box, I tried using the tach signal coming out of here just like Junior did. It doesn't work. So MSD will tell you need some crazy, what is it, 8918, which is like a pickup. It's like I don't know what they call it, but basically you take one of your coil wires and you tighten down this little clamp over the wire so you don't have to splice into it, which is fine and good, but it adds another box. The box is fairly decent in size. But the way these work, triggering the coil, all you need to do is find it's the trigger for the coil and tie it into that. Which on an LS coil, it's the second wire over. I don't know what pin it would be, if they're even labeled like that. I don't see a label. Yeah, I don't see a label on it, but it's the second wire over. Basically, there's 4 wires in an LS coil. Pink is your 12 volt, brown does whatever, and black does whatever, ground. So the one different wire, like this one is purple, this one is blue, this one's light green, this one's red. So, but all the other 3 are the same. So you just snatch that one different color wire, tie it into your tach signal. It'll work for aftermarket tachs too, but it works for the MSD box, and the MSD has to be set on 1 on the controller. So key on. Maybe we could see it. So initial setup, cylinder select. Come on. Hey, there you go. Okay, so it's on 1 cylinder, and at the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, it says also GMLS. So it tells you right there. So with it on, we can see we've got oil pressure sitting right around 50, it's like 48, just below 1,000 RPM, 14.5 volts, and the coolant is a little over 120, 125. everything works. Super happy with that. Got all the wiring clean, fairly cleaned up. Got it all tucked and taped and wrapped and all that. I also added in the steam port. I did a dash 4 with a little nipple. He had a coolant sensor in there. So I did that. Well, I didn't shorten, but I looped the MAF wire. That it's really long. Yeah, I have to put another zip tie on here or shorten the wires. I may end up just shortening the wires. It's probably better off just doing that. But aside from going for a ride real quick just to check the trans controller again, I think I'm wrapped up. Monday we have an appointment to not be blind, to get the car aligned, and then Tony's gonna pick the car up. So with that said, I'm gonna move a couple things around, and I will bring you along for a ride. Okay, got everything moved, door open. Try and keep the floor clean. Alrighty then. Heck yeah. So, Tony, really hope you enjoy this car. It's definitely fun. Needs to be aligned. It does kind of have the little wiggle woggle. But we're gonna get that taken care of Monday. The car feels like it's planted to the ground, like it's just stuck there. Feels real good. Feels real tight. Just the alignment's off, and that's, you know, pretty simple. Like right now, it doesn't look like it has really almost any caster or camber, whichever it is, when the top ball joint is farther back from the bottom ball joint, whatever it's called. But yeah, I mean, that's Tony's Hot Rod 35, Factory 5 Hot Rod 35 pickup. And I think we're done. It's really solid. I got to tighten up a couple bolts on the dashboard. But I mean, it's really solid. So I'm super happy. And I'll probably post a little update Monday when we take it for the alignment. But everything's together, everything is done. Hopefully when Tony comes Monday to pick it up, he will be super happy. That's what we always want. We want everybody to leave here super happy. So appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, and leave a comment. Thanks, everyone.